About some mathematics now. Wait a minute. I didn't come here to get carried away, son. I said I was just going to do a little light work and go home because I'm tired. You see what trouble I get into every time I come out here? You all just get me into trouble. Boy, you love your people so much you just can't leave them, you know? Here's one. What is two? It's just more of one. What is three? That's all, more of one. So you can't have nothing if you don't have one. So what am I saying? If the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the black man is first, he's the best, he can't be lying. Don't say teaching black supremacy. Wait a minute. Is one first?
Yes, sir.
Is one supreme?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's what I thought. Since you can't have nothing else without one, then one is the beginning of everything.
Right. That's right.
So if the black man is the beginning of everything, should not you respect one?
Yes. Come on.
Shouldn't you, if you got sense, bow to one?
Yes, come on, brother.
That's what I thought. Didn't Allah tell the angels, bow to Adam?
Yes, sir.
Well, then what is Elijah Muhammad teaching? You can't say it's un-Islamic. You just don't understand Islam. And that's not bad. The scholars don't understand it either.
Come on, brother.
It's wonderful. Then he asked, who is the colored man? He said the colored man is the so-called white man. So-called. Well, he ain't white. He's so-called. How did he get colored? I thought we was colored. That's what you say. We's colored people. How did you get to be colored? Well, you see, we's got color. But we's always had it. To be colored means to be changed from the original state. When you color something, you change it from what it was. So you're not colored, you're original. The colored man is that which came from you. Because black is not a color. Black is the essence from which color comes. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Now then, he said the white man came through a system of birth control. I think that's pretty good. Say, graft, what does that mean? You know what a grafted thing is? It's called a sucker. I'm not trying to be smart now. When you say that sucker this and that sucker that, hit that sucker.
Go ahead, brother.
All a sucker does is suck from you to get strength to itself. That's what a graft does. When you put a graft, when you take a plant and you sliver in the stem and you put a thing in that's unnatural to it, but you graft it in, the graft sucks from the original to get strength into itself to grow in a different way. The white man is a sucker. You didn't hear me. He's a sucker. No, I ain't being vulgar. I'm not being racist, brother. The man sucked. You put him in Africa, he's sucker. Put him in Asia, he's sucker.
Come on, brother.
Put him among the Indians, the boy starts sucking. He ain't got no strength of his own. He takes it from the root that he's grafted in among. This is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called him a grafted man, because he's a sucker, the universal sucker. He's not independent. A European sucker. If he lived in Europe, he had nothing to suck. So he come out of Europe, went into Asia and started what? Sucking.
Go ahead.
And he been sucking ever since. And if you take that sucker up off of what he's sucking, he'll die. Because he can't live without sucking. Unless you change his mind. This is what Elijah Muhammad was teaching. Now that's scientific. He didn't call him a sucker. I did. But that's what grafting means. I'm not being vulgar. Just what grafting means. He called him the skunk of the planet Earth. You look at a skunk, isn't it cute? I mean, a skunk is a very attractive little animal. You go around, oh, look at the little pussycat. Oh, when that fella lift his tail and squat, drive you to distraction. White folks are like that. They are so attractive looking. They're unalike. You want to, oh, white person. You run, try to get next to the white man, and he turn his back, lift his tail, and cut loose on you. And you stinking from that point on. And ever since he had you, you've been stinking, and you have not stopped stinking since you've been in this layer. In fact, your attitude, your ways, your habit, your language, everything about you stinks in the nostrils of the civilized world, and that's why nobody wants nothing to do with you, because you stink. A Christian stinker. A Hebrew stinker. A Muslim stinker. A PhD stinker. Don't nobody want you. Got a doctorate and you wonder why they don't want you. You stink. You know why? If you don't love yourself and you don't love one another, you have no respect for yourself, no respect for one another, how can anybody love you when you don't love yourself? Your attitude is cold and nasty toward one another. You come in here today, some of you that's supposed to be Muslim, just as cold and nasty acting. Our visitors come in here, they can't even get a damn hello or greeting or nothing out of you. Stand up over there, I want to search you. Well, damn, where they coming? Who they coming to? You stink. If it wasn't for the sweetness of the message, your stench would drive the people away. People just come, oh yeah, same way with the brothers. I don't know how to treat your people. You don't know how to be loving and kind. You don't know how to make people feel like they want it. God wants his people. You don't want them. He wanted you, but you stink. Skunks of the planet Earth. This is the anti-black message. Now I'm gonna take this on another level just to show you that the lessons have meaning. Okay? Now this is physical, and it's true on the physical level. But there's a danger in this. The danger in this is that you will take this message and become a racist. That you will take this message and you will say, well, I'm black. And all the rest of you people came from me, Jack. So I'm number one, and you better bow down. See, when you start acting like that, you begin to stink real loud because you can't handle truth. And many of us couldn't handle the truth. So we acted ugly. So there's got to be another significance to this message. If you leave it like this, you have people going out, robbing other people, sticking up other people, saying, well, we the original people, they took everything from us, so we can steal. So some of the brothers, they rob banks, and they say, well, what the hell, the white man's time is up. He robbed us, why shouldn't I rob him back? Come on, brothers and sisters, let's rob this bank.
Come on, brother.
I mean, that's wrong, brother.
That's right.
You think you're right, but you're wrong. That's not the way to treat another human being. But you wrapped up in this kind of teaching, and you heard it and you can't handle it, so you go overboard. The black man is God. It sounds good. It's true, you got the potential, but how could you be God and can't make toilet paper yet? I mean, if the white man didn't sell us toilet paper, brother, I mean, we would be glad for fall to come, so you could store leaves in your house. So you can't run around here telling people you God and can't produce nothing. You must say it right. You must say, I have the nature of God, and I have the potential to be like unto God, but I got a long way to go. It's a pilgrimage. It's a long, hard journey. I just want to say a couple more things. Now look. The original thing in the universe is not only original man, but it is Allah. You don't predate him. He's number one. God is number one. All right? You are his first creation, but you must submit to him. All right? The original thing in the universe is truth. And as all things come out of blackness into light, black represents universal. If you want to say it in this language, you say black. When you translate that into another term that means the same, you say universal. You know why? Because every one of us had to come out of the darkness of our mother's womb into the light. Nothing of life was conceived in the light. It all was conceived in total blackness. So black represents universality. And if you look at your nature, beloved, you're a universal man. You ain't a nationalist. You know, many of us are black nationalists now because we want a nation. But when you look at your nature, if you are the progenitor of all human beings, haven't you noticed you got a warm feeling for Mexicans? Yes. A warm feelings for Puerto Ricans? A warm feelings for other people who are not your own people? Yes. Well, where did you get this warm feeling for them? Yes. A parent has warm feeling for her children. And the most wayward of the children that we produce is the Caucasian. And you in love with the Caucasian. So you just, I don't care how bad he is, we got to love him. That's you. See, you're universal. If you find anything good, you ain't just going to keep it to yourself. You share it with your people, but then you share it with the Mexicans, you share it with the Indians, you share it with the Chinese, you share it with the Caucasians, because you are a universal people. You see? You are like the God. You have his nature. He doesn't think to just do good for some segment of creation. He thinks to do good for all of creation. And you are his first creation, and he made you just like that. You want to do good for all of creation, and that's why you must come back to the forefront in politics, in religion, in music, in everything, because you will share what God has given you with the whole world. And that's what the whole world needs. It needs a savior, somebody to put the world back in order. Who can put the world back in order? The Father of it all, Allah, and his first creation, Adam. See it? Now look, on another level. Y'all want to walk with me just about 5 more minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If the first thing in the universe is truth, truth is original. Truth rules. Truth is akin to God. It is the power that governs the whole universe. Truth. If one wants to be powerful, you can't be powerful in a universe of truth with falsehood. You can only be powerful with truth. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you start altering the truth, you start coloring it. When you start coloring the truth, you are grafting from the truth. And when you start grafting from original, when you get it out to its apex, you produce devil. Now, I'll tell you how that works. And one day I'm going to teach a subject on the making of a devil. And I will show you that the white man is not the only devil. Show you how every one of us can be made a devil if you're not careful. Now, beloved, look. The first thing you must have is respect for truth. Now, every one of us lies. At some point in time, you find it convenient to tell a lie. You were out last night with somebody that was not your husband. Husband start questioning you. He seen a hickey on your neck. And he didn't put it there. Well, where did you get that? You see, I was playing with my friend and she grabbed me, stuck her thumb right there. You know how it is, brother, when she catch you with the lipstick on the collar? Yeah, I went over to my mother's house. And Mom was so glad to see me, she kissed me and missed. You know, some of us can't lie good at all. But when you lie, you know, you're lying to cover the truth that would bring about consequences that you are not ready to accept or face. So at the root of lying is a fear of being made insecure. Your own actions have made your butt insecure. You know, when you was a child, you did something and you know your butt is in trouble. And you know that mom can lay that strap down and you say, Lord, if I tell the truth, she gonna get me showing up. So you say, well, no, Mommy, I didn't take the cookies. I wasn't here, Mommy. I wasn't here. I think it was him. He did. Well, all you doing is to do what? Protect your backside from a whooping. And that's what lying is to protect you from the truth and the consequences of the truth. Okay? Now, and everybody know how to lie. You didn't find no babies. You don't even have to teach the baby how to lie. It's a little baby. Did you do that, Sam? Oh, no. And you think the white man's in there teaching your baby how to lie? Mm-mm. It's in the nature of the baby to protect his backside. You tell it. All right? Now, once he tells it, he's colored the truth. He's altered truth. He's changed it. Once you believe it, you have believed a lie. And once you proceed on the basis of a false assumption, you begin doing injustice. And that's the beginning of setting up a contrary way to God. Injustice is contrary to God. So a lie is foreign to the nature of God. All right. Now, why do you think, in my conclusion, the Jews are so upset? What do you think got them so hysterical over me? Many of you don't even understand it. You say, why are they like this? On your jobs, if you notice, when my name is mentioned, if a Jewish person is around, if you watch, they can't have rational, intelligent discussion when my name is mentioned. Have you noticed it? They go totally berserk. Have you wondered why? It's because their backside is exposed by truth. And they fear the consequences of what they know they have done. So in order to keep from facing the consequences of their wicked scheme of lies that has put them in a position of domination over the Gentile nations, any man that will speak the truth, they will kill him. That's right. To save their behind. So when the prophets came along speaking what they didn't like, they killed the prophets. Because the prophets exposed their lies. So here Farrakhan comes. He's not a prophet. He's a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but I'm exposing the deceit. So they got to get rid of me. That's all there is to that. I mean, cut and dry. How do we get rid of him? Let us create an atmosphere around him that's very hostile. Maybe one of his own people will kill him. Let us put enough pressure on the black leaders, enough pressure on the black intelligentsia, enough pressure on the black manufacturers. Let us put enough pressure on the black politicians that they will call for his death just to be relieved of the pressure. Then we didn't kill him. We caused them to kill him. See? Yes. It shows you that what we are doing is we are telling the truth. And the truth is exposing them. These Caucasians, these Jews, some of them, a small party of them, who altered the word of God, they made their own people devils. See? Yaqub's grafted devil, skunk of the planet Earth. Now take Yaqub away from the original Yaqub and put it under the name Jacob, who was the usurper, the supplanter in the Bible. And you find white folk, these Jews, stealing the birthright of black people. Claiming that they are the chosen of God. Look at them now, dressing up in our clothes, our glory, our garment, having deceived the whole world. And here comes Farrakhan saying, uh-oh, you're not who you say you are. Look, and I lift up the skirt of their garment to show the world that they got AIDS. Oh, that's serious, man. They got a, what do you call that? A what? No, what is the name? When they break AIDS down, it means what? An acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Isn't that heavy? That's heavy. That's heavy. See, that's why they resist the truth so mightily, because their system can't handle it. That's right. They can't defend themselves. So that the more truth you put out, the weaker they get. You see them just going down, boy. You see him just melting in front of your eyes. He got an acquired immune deficiency syndrome. He ain't got nothing in him to fight off the truth. This is why Jesus said, my word has no place in you. They ain't got no way to fight it, so it's killing them. That's why they call me a terrorist. That's why they call me a Hitler, because Hitler burned them in the ovens. I'm burning them with the truth. See, and they know that the end is their end, so they call me all these ugly names, and I am all of that. I can't help it. They got AIDS. I can't help it. They can't fight off the bacteria that I'm injecting the world with. They ain't got a system, an immune system that can make them immune from the truth, because the truth is here to kill falsehood. So they call me a verbal terrorist. One of the sisters told somebody here, and she works at Mercy Hospital, and in the middle of the night, a woman on the ward started screaming. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's in here. I know he's here. Get him out of here. So they went to the room. They said, lady, there's nobody here. She says, oh, yes, he is. I know he's here. Get him out of it. Say, who? Said, Farrakhan. He's in here. He's in here. I was on television that night, you know. And that Jewish lady woke up in the middle of the night, get him out of here. See, because I am to them like Raid would be to a cockroach. And so you can't understand this, but they do. Maybe some of you do understand it, and maybe most of you don't. You think that Farrakhan is just being mean to Jews. But I'm not being mean to them. I would like to hopefully save them from the destruction if I could. So I just warn them, you know, be careful. Even with AIDS, there's something that can help you. I think it's time for me to get out of here. Brother and sister, it's been a joy talking with all of you. I close with this statement that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted to link us to our brothers and sisters in the East. Imam Warithuddin Muhammad with the Quran had a perfect opportunity to make that link. I think he misread the teachings, and so we never got the mileage out of the linkage. We got a lot of pain. Some of the Muslim sisters, in becoming Muslims, they thought that the whole Muslim world was really righteous. And some of the brothers from foreign countries came among our women and feigned love for them. Married them just to get a green card. And then threw them out like old trash. I was grieved to learn this in a letter from a Muslim sister. But I know why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he didn't want us marrying. That's right. No foreigners. That's right. Even your African brothers and sisters, don't marry them. That's right. Marry your own. Because you are now culturally separated. And I'm saying this to you brothers from Africa. Don't play with our women. See, we don't like that. We really get angry with you if we catch you playing with the black woman. Because she's been played with by us, played with by white folk, played with by everybody. Now if she's trying to get herself together, don't play with her. I'm saying this is why the class needs to be set up with strength so that you sisters don't get carried away because foreign men show some like for you. You don't know what the hell there is under that motivation. So you hold yourself, sister. And if the foreign man look like he's going to give you the world, he ain't got it to give you. You check out what world he got. Well, I am a prince. I came from somewhere and I'm a prince and I have great land holdings and I want to marry you. Please, will you marry me? Oh, I'm married to a prince. And you get over there and you find out, yeah. So many black women have been disappointed like that. And I'm saying this to us, brothers. We need to strengthen ourselves, get up and take care of our women. Be a good black man to your black woman. Take care of her. And I say this as we move to make a joining on to the world of Islam. We're not joining on to be slaves.
Come on with
See, and some of you still got that old slave mentality. You see somebody walking in a robe, and here go the slave in you again. Yes, I'm so glad that people from Mecca, they likes us and everything. And you stop acting like a fool. See, Allah don't want you to be a slave of nobody on this earth. You must be respected by all the human family. And the only way you can be respected by the whole human family is really to come under that message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad's message, and his message alone that came from Master Farad Muhammad, gives you an independent kind of mind. You don't feel like bowing down to nobody but Allah. That's the kind of mind you got to develop. A mind that will make you free and respectful and honoring and honorable. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad wanted the nation to be joined ultimately with the broad nation of Islam. And this is why in 1974 he brought that Turkish Muslim who was very, very white, and Brother Ali Baghdadi, who was white, Palestinian, and he sat them on the rostrum with him. He was trying to tell you and me, look, you got Muslim brothers and sisters who are white. How are you going to accept them if you are saying that all white people are devils now, and you can't differentiate between this one that has accepted Allah and is trying to live up to the faith of Islam? Will you not accept them as brothers and sisters in the faith? So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad put that in front of you as a picture. The Imam seized upon it and took it to an extreme that rendered us helpless to white people all over again. That was the mistake. And the reason he made such a mistake is because he was not really a student of his father. He really didn't love his daddy to the degree where he would maintain that independent posture, be respectful of white people. He used to tell the people that his father, white people would come to the table and he would put out his best china and feed white people, and if he hated them so much, why didn't he bust the china after they left? This is silly. Elijah Muhammad was a respecter of human beings. White people came to his home, sat at his table, ate with him. So what? Are you any less a human being? Is he any less what he was because a white man came to do business? Who do you think helped to get this press? Who taught the brothers how to work the press? It was white people who respected Elijah Muhammad, who helped black people learn how to run the press. When he bought